The two most capped footballers to have played in the Premier League are former Manchester United star Cristiano Ronaldo and former Coventry midfielder Kobe Jones, both of whom have been capped 164 times, followed by ex-Wigan Athletic and Hull City defender Manuel Figueroa, who has won 163 caps for Honduras. Those are just a few interesting stats, although they are of no relevance to this video, which is all about teams' current players. Today, I'm going to be looking at every Premier League squad and telling you each team's player to have won the most senior international caps. Some are obvious, some are quite surprising. Personally, I'd recommend trying to guess them before I tell you. That's what I did whilst researching this video, and I had an absolute whale of a time. Here is the most capped player at every Premier League club. Arsenal, MESUT OZIL. We're going in alphabetical order, as usual, rather than in order of the number of caps won, and that means we start with Arsenal. It's a tight call at the Emirates between MESUT OZIL and Socrates Papastathopoulos, and whilst Ozil takes it for now, that likely won't be the case in 5 or 6 months' time. Ozil has won 92 caps for Germany, with whom he won the World Cup in 2014, and has received a record 5 German National Team Player of the Year awards. Ozil had a magnificent international career, but he retired from international duty in 2018, whilst accusing the DFB of having racially discriminative backgrounds. Socrates Papastathopoulos is just 2 caps behind Ozil and is still an active Greek international, so will presumably overtake him at some stage. Aston Villa. Ahmed El Mohamedy. Ahmed El Mohamedy is the most capped current Aston Villa player, as well as having the most Premier League appearances of any Egyptian footballer, and having the most Premier League appearances for Hull City of any player of any nationality. El Mohamedy has turned out for Sunderland, Hull City and Aston Villa in the Premier League, signed by Steve Bruce at all 3 clubs, in addition to winning 91 caps for Egypt. Bournemouth. Artur Boruc. The oldest current Premier League player, Bournemouth backup Artur Boruc turned 40 in February, and he hasn't won a cap for Poland since 2017. Nonetheless, between 2004 and 2017, the former Celtic and Southampton man won 65 caps for his nation of birth, making him the most capped player in the current Cherry squad. An additional fun fact for you all, the 5 Polish players with the most Premier League appearances are all goalkeepers: Lukas Fabianski, Wojciech Szczesny, Artur Boruc, Jerzy Dudek and Tomasz Kuszczak. Brighton. Matthew Ryan. Sticking with goalkeepers on the south coast, Matthew Ryan is Brighton's most capped player with 59 appearances for Australia to his name. The youngest player in this video so far, Ryan is only 28, and there's no reason why he couldn't double his current tally with the Socceroos. Formerly of Club Brugge and Valencia, Ryan joined Brighton in 2017, and he has since played more than 100 Premier League games for the club. Burnley. Johan Berg Gudmundsson and Joe Hart. The only tie in this entire video, Burnley have 2 players tied on 75 international caps, namely Johan Berg Gudmundsson and Joe Hart. Gudmundsson will no doubt soon take that title for good, since he is very much a regular for Iceland. Meanwhile, Joe Hart's chances of earning an England recall look about as good as Peter Shilton's right now. Hart hasn't won a cap for England since 2017, he hasn't even made a squad since 2018, and he'll most likely be playing in the Championship next season. Chelsea. Olivier Giroud. For a striker who isn't really renowned for scoring goals prolifically, Olivier Giroud's ranking as France's 3rd highest scorer of all time, trailing only Thierry Henry and Michel Platini, is pretty impressive. Didier Deschamps has been France's head coach since 2012, and he loves the target man. Giroud has won pretty much all of his 97 caps for France under Deschamps, and he spearheaded Les Bleus' attack as they won the 2018 World Cup, despite Giroud failing to score a single goal. Crystal Palace. Wayne Hennessey. I must admit I didn't realise quite how many caps Wayne Hennessey had won for Wales, and he is already Wales' 3rd most capped player of all time. Aged 33, Hennessey stands an excellent chance of taking that record outright, having won 89 caps to date, whilst Chris Gunter is the nation's most capped player of all time, with 96 international appearances to his name. Hennessey is now only Palace's number 2, relegated to that position, not long after revealing that he'd never heard of World War II or the Third Reich. Everton. GYLFI Sigurdsson. There are no surprises at Goodison Park, or at least I didn't think so, where GYLFI Sigurdsson takes top spot. Everton's all-time record signing, Sigurdsson set the Toffees back a potential £45 million following his fine form at Swansea City, but has been a little underwhelming on Merseyside. Aged 30, Sigurdsson has won 74 caps for Iceland, as arguably the star man for the overachieving international minnows. Leicester City. Johnny Evans. Whilst entertaining myself with the guess which player it would be whilst researching this video game, I got Leicester City wrong, as my guess was Kasper Schmeichel. The Danish number 1 has only won 53 caps for Denmark, which is fewer than I would have guessed, meaning that he is well beaten by both Austrian fullback Christian Fuchs and Northern Ireland regular Johnny Evans. Fuchs has won 78 caps for Austria, whilst Evans has won 84 for Northern Ireland, says the former West Brom man, who takes this one. Liverpool, Xherdan Shaqiri. One I suspect few people would guess, and unless of course I chose to put him in the thumbnail, which I probably will come to think of it, but one I suspect few people would guess if I hadn't put it in the thumbnail is Liverpool's most capped player, being Xherdan Shaqiri. A key man for Switzerland since a very young age, Shaqiri may not be a regular at club level, but he is at international level. The short, stocky and explosive wide man has won 82 caps for Switzerland, aged 28, scoring 22 goals, including a hat-trick at the 2014 World Cup. Manchester City, David Silva. It's a fierce battle at Manchester City, where Claudio Bravo will soon leapfrog David Silva into top spot. Bravo has won 123 caps for Chile, meanwhile Silva won 125 caps for Spain. Silva had a remarkable international career, even ranking 4th in Spain's all-time scoring charts, but he retired from international football in 2018. Bravo is still going strong for Chile, aged 37, and he'll soon take this one. Manchester United, Sergio Romero. A South American shot stopper just misses out on the blue side of Manchester, but another one makes the grade on the red side. Sergio Romero has never been Manchester United's number 1, but he spent 8 years as Argentina's first choice between the sticks. During that time, Romero racked up 96 caps, the most of anyone at Old Trafford right now, and a return to first team duty with Argentina at some stage shouldn't be ruled out. Newcastle United, Christian ATSU. Another one I didn't get, despite featuring on a video literally 2 days ago. Christian ATSU has won a whopping 65 caps for Ghana. ATSU made his international debut at the age of 20, 8 years ago, and he's been almost a stalwart for the Black Stars ever since. Norwich City, TEEMU PUKKI. Norwich City's inspired free transfer signing from Brøndby in 2018, TEEMU PUKKI, scored the goals that fired Daniel Farke's side to promotion, but even his double-figure haul this season seems unlikely to be enough to keep the Canaries' heads above the water. PUKKI has been representing Finland for more than a decade, scoring 25 goals from 80 caps, although he still has some way to go before catching Jari Litmanen for the nation's all-time record. Sheffield United, MUHAMED BESIC. It's a tight call at Sheffield United between Bosnian defence midfielder MUHAMED BESIC and English centre-back Phil Jagielka. Both players have strong ties to Everton, Jagielka only recently having rejoined the Blades from Goodison Park, and Besic currently on loan at Bramall Lane from the Toffees. Besic has won 43 caps for Bosnia, whilst Jagielka has won 40 caps for England, but the gap will widen significantly in the coming years since Jagielka is a decade older than Besic and hasn't been capped by England in over 4 years. Southampton, Shane Long. Shane Long recently agreed a new 2-year extension to his deal at St Mary's, meaning he's likely to remain the Saints' most capped player until at least 2022. The former Reading star, who joined Southampton following half a season at Hull City, has been capped 82 times by the Republic of Ireland. Somewhat surprisingly, to me at least, Long hasn't won a cap since 2018 though. Tottenham Hotspur, Jan Vertonghen. I haven't actually done the maths on this one, but I'm pretty sure that if you added up the caps of every player in each of the Premier League squads, you would find Tottenham to be the team with the highest overall tally, and I suspect Man City would be second. The likes of Son Heung-min, Toby Alderweireld and Harry Kane are all regulars for their national teams, but the frontrunners are Jan Vertonghen and Hugo Lloris. Lloris has won 114 caps for France and captains his teams at both club and international level, but he is pipped to top spot by Jan Vertonghen, who has been capped 118 times by Belgium, making him the Red Devils' most capped player of all time. Watford, Adrian MARIAPPA. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, as you always do, but I believe I'm right in saying that Sheffield United and Watford are the only two teams in the Premier League without a single player with more than 50 caps to their name. Watford's most capped player, I believe, is Adrian MARIAPPA, who comes very close. The powerful London-born vegan was eligible to represent England, Fiji and Jamaica at international level, and he chose to go with the Reggae Boys in 2012. He has since won 49 caps, making him the Hornets' most capped player. West Ham, Mark Noble. Just kidding, of course. Sorry, Mark. West Ham, Carlos Sanchez. West Ham's most capped player, and I apologise for that insensitive joke about Mark Noble and any hurt it may have caused him or his family, is Carlos Sanchez. It's a close run thing at the London Stadium between Andrei Yarmolenko, who has won 86 caps for Ukraine, and Carlos Sanchez, who has won 88 caps for Colombia. The mathematicians among you will know that 88 is greater than 86 though, so it is Sanchez, who can barely get a game for the Hammers, who takes this one. Wolves. João Moutinho. Wolves' most capped player and the second most capped player in this video, David Silva and Claudio Bravo, are the only Premier League players with more caps than João Moutinho. The classy midfield playmaker is Portugal's third most capped player of all time, as those of you who subscribe to this channel will know, trailing only Cristiano Ronaldo and Luis Figo in the all-time charts. If you don't yet subscribe to the channel, well, there's no time like the present. Moutinho won his first cap for Portugal way back in 2005, aged only 18, and he has since played 121 games for the reigning European champions. That is it for today's video. I hope you all had as much of a blast watching this as I had making it. Give us a like if so, let us know your thoughts in the comments, especially if they're about how brilliant this channel is. And obviously, don't forget to just quickly double check that you are subscribed to HITC Sevens. Rumour has it that every time someone watches a HITC Sevens video that isn't subscribed and fails to subscribe, a puppy is drowned. And I don't think any of us want that.